Hi everyone, this is Little Fire 83 here. With Super Smash Bros. Ultimate having its final character released anytime this year, from early this month to being a Christmas gift for everyone, I thought it fitting to make a video on if a personal favorite character of mine got into the game, which consequently brings me to today's topic, the 3 most possible of my biased picks to get into the game. So each of these character breakdowns will be separated into a few parts. Who they are and why I want them in Smash, their possible special moves, and lastly, my bias hypometer. No visuals or anything, I'm just going to rate it out of 5. So I'm just going to outright say this. There's not going to be a Waluigi in here, no Skull Kid, no series with fighters already in Smash. Sorry everyone, but the music selection screen is kind of proof. Just add Tekken on here and see? It just won't work. I mean, there's this entire theory about it being in a square. I'm a personal supporter of that theory because it makes sense, like, so that people get the feeling of a whole well-rounded roster kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, I'm sad to see such heavily requested characters like Waluigi and Skull Kid, for example. Such loved characters get cut. I just don't see it working because, I mean, just add another series on there and multiple sets of 4. So, yeah. Anyway, without further ado, I'm just gonna dive into the video in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the first character who I'm going to talk about is in
3rd place, Rayman.
Like my impression? Yeah. Good. Anyway, this guy was one of my favorite sources of fun in grade 6. I played Adventures and Legends, and I had whackloads of fun with it. Also, one of the primary reasons I picked this guy is the pure ecstasy of that people experienced when he got fake leaked for Brawl. Yeah, I know that was 2008 when he was more relevant, I guess, but I don't know. But the world still cannot seem to get enough of this limbless bird thing, man, guy, whatever. On the other hand, though, nowadays there are more to choose from, more characters, I mean. So I'm sorry if you're a longtime fan and are simply dying to see Rayman wailing on Kazuya or something, but I just don't see this happening. Anyway, onto the moveset. Neutral B. Any ranged attack, anywhere from a plum to his hair to those bullet shoes you can get for some boss battles in Legends, to even those mosquito guns you can use in Brawlhalla while utilizing Glowbox. Yes, I played that game sometimes, don't judge. Anyway, the side B would be a sort of rush attack. Could be the Tornado Punch, could be a fighting type of Incredible from Adventures. The up B, basically Rayman glides while Murphy goes below and makes an updraft. Down B would be a sort of powerful axe swing, using Barbara's axe, of course. The final smash would be King Lum comes out, swats downwards, causing any hit players to be transported into a cage where they are promptly wailed on by frogs and teensies and multiple other characters. Then Glowbox falls onto the unfortunate victim and farts them out of the cage and launches them forwards because that is Ubisoft's sense of humor. So, pretty good chance overall, but doesn't really cooperate well with the leaks at all. Only really appeases Western audiences, comes from a really thriving community, etc. But my personal hype would be pretty big. I'd go probably about 3.8 out of 5. Anyway, on to the
Second character, 2nd place, Phoenix Wright.
not that I've yeah, okay, I'll stop with the impressions next time. Anyway, not that I've really played Ace Attorney, I just feel like I should give this guy credit. Not just because his epic hair, or because he can't be convicted of any sort of crimes in Smash Ultimate, but also because he is in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which is a fighting game, like Smash. Mind blown. Anyway, jokes aside, he is basically an attorney, which is kind of like a lawyer. He is canonically a sort of legal goody two-shoes, but not actually, since that's a joke. I know I said jokes aside, but whatever, I don't care. Yeah, I'm funny that way. However, it would be a little hard to do a moveset for him, as I just discovered 10 minutes ago about when I started making one. Anyway, on to the specials. Neutral B. Service pistol. He's a lawman, so he would obviously have a service pistol. Side B. Chair throw. Gets angry sometimes when he defends someone, or when someone insults him and his clients and stuff, and he sits when he isn't angry, so chair. Up B would be a forceful sneeze, basically a big sneeze to launch Phoenix straight up. Not the best recovery in the game, but relatively okay. Also, think of the memes. Down B, diplomacy. A counter. Basically, he just does a big flinch if he gets, he just does a big flinch, and if he gets hit, he grabs the arm, leg, head, tail, etc., whatever hits him, even if it's a sword, because, well, probably just the hilt of the sword or something, I don't know, and just judo throws them. Final smash? Objection! Cutscene prompted by Phoenix, pointing with his index finger, and anyone caught directly straight from the finger gets declared guilty and sentenced to 300 frames of small damage. Yeah, kind of a Smash unique thing. And then his special gimmick would be Judge's Favor. If he gets into attacks like jabs, tilts, or aerials, not grabs or specials or smashes, a small meter fills up a tiny little bit. If he gets all the way, his attack, defense, and range increase by a good amount. Really good, because it's hard to get that, and Phoenix would be kind of pretty bad in those respects without it, and it would kind of encourage people to use different moves instead of just spamming diplomacy or forceful sneeze or chair throw or just shooting people. Yeah. Overall, I don't see him coming into Smash for quite some time, but still a pretty hype character to me. I'd say about 3.5 out of 5. Not as iconic to me as Rayman, but I can still feel excited about an anime lawyer getting the opportunity to throw an amnesiac witch off Peach's castle. Now, the first place character is Isaac from Golden Sun, not the Binding, whatever that is. Really though, play the game before you criticize. Anyway, as I mentioned before, this video is biased, and bias can be induced by obsession, as it is in this case. So, Isaac is a Venus, which is Earth, elemental, whatever thingy, adept from Vale, and journeys off to save the world, using his synergy to fight monsters and solve puzzles. In Smash, he'll be wielding the Gaia Blade. Anyway, if I go any more in depth, I'll spoil the entire game, and you'll lose interest, and I'll be rambling like I am right now, so I won't. I recently started playing the first game, and it is now my favorite JRPG of all time. Possibly even my favorite game of all time, but no, never mind, Smash is my favorite game of all time. Anyway, quite obviously I want Isaac in Smash. Anyway, now for the moveset. The neutral B would be Vine / Growth / Thorn / Mad Growth / Briar / Wild Growth. Basically a charged input that ends up having 5 moves based on charge level, similar to Hero's specials, except you'd hold the button, not press the button, and then release, and then press the button again when it's at the move that you want. And just to clarify, Isaac would not be another Hugh. hero. Sorry, I just burped. Excuse me. He wouldn't have ridiculous amounts of RNG or 5 billion specials. There, glad that's out of the way. The side B would be move. Basically, a gank tool. You can just push people away. No knockback, just pushing. Like ice effects, like when you run on ice and stop. Yeah. The up B would be lift/carry. If you press the button, you get more height, but you go straight up. If you hold the button, it's carry and you can adjust the trajectory, but you don't go very far. Down B would be quake/earthquake/quake sphere. Basically a powerful attack where rectangles of ground go up. Charging changes the move, increasing power and range. Final smash would be judgment. Basically, Isaac uses Ragnarok, which instead of being his move, he uses a cutscene, which is the exact replica of the judgment sequence in the original game. His special gimmick would be that he can change his class by pressing minus or select 3 times. This basically means he becomes a Mars, which is fire, adept, a Jupiter, storm adept, or a Mercury, water adept. Anyway, Isaac is a very possible character in my book. He's a second-party character owned by Camelot, who happens to be very good friends with Nintendo, even in charge of the Mario sports games. His assist trophy could be replaced with Felix, a very similar character from the second game, also a Venus adept with knowledge of move, lift, and pound, the moves that Isaac uses as an assist trophy. I mean, if they can change every single stage in the game for Steve, surely they can reskin and revoice one assist trophy. Now for the hypometer. Fairly likely, very exciting for me personally. Leaks are in his favor. Definitely a solid 4.99 out of 5. Oh, and by the way, if I didn't mention a character, that doesn't mean that I'm hating on them. That just means that that just probably means that I don't know enough about them, or they aren't as near and dear to my heart as those other characters that were in the video previously, or were like Waluigi on screen and Skull Kid not on screen, that I talked about in the beginning. Yeah. Crash Bandicoot, for example, is definitely a very strong contender for the big reveal, but not a biased pick to me. I also haven't really played a Crash Bandicoot game, so I can't say anything to do him justice. I mean, I can play the first game's title theme on piano, but that was because it was iconic and not because he is, or ever was, very relevant to me personally. But I acknowledge that he is a strong candidate and a gaming icon, whether I know much about him or not. Anyway, any of these guys for Smash, join the Discord in the description and be nice to your siblings. Totals.